Keep barking every hole. Keep barking every hole. Keep barking every hole.
This time around on Disc Golf Live, we've got Central Coast Disc Golf's coverage of the 2015 Sharktooth Open from Bakersfield, California. Spicing things up, we'll mix in a bit from Dynamic Discs about approach shots, and from the workshop, another home-built project by Chris Beyer of Minnesota. We'll get started right after we thank the folks who helped make this show possible. Tell me your name, where you're from.
Nate Sexton, Eugene, Oregon.
Nice shot, Nate.
Production and distribution of Disc Golf Live is made possible through the generous support of our underwriters. Thanks for your support.
For Final Nine coverage of the Sharktooth Open, Central Coast Disc Golf's main honcho, Ian Anderson, is joined on the call by Peter McBride and Kyle Ekman.
All right, guys, Ian from Central Coast Disc Golf. We're back with the 2015 Sharktooth Open. We got the Final Nine, and we're super lucky to be joined by Peter McBride and Kyle Ekman. Say what's up, guys.
I'm waiting for you, Peter.
How's it going, guys?
That's Peter. Kyle, say what's up, buddy.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
There's
Good
Kyle.
to be here with you, Ian.
Yeah, dude, thanks for joining me, man. It should be fun. A lot of people curious what you throw, so it'll be cool to have you along. But, hey, dudes, let's watch some disc golf. All right, guys, going to the Final Nine. Philo is tied with Kyle. Drew's two back of that, and Steve's, I think, tied with Kyle as well. Or, sorry, Drew. And we're starting off on hole 1, 320. And this is like a different pin than the normal Final Nine, Kyle?
Yeah, they pushed it over onto this little landing pad over here.
Huh. It seems like a little bit more difficult than previous Final Nines. A little farther.
It's closer to the road, and it puts on a little tighter hyzer.
Gotcha. Okay. So there's the gang right there. Rico, Drew, Goff, caddying for Rico per the usual.
Always.
Yep. Philo. And let's look at the tee. And I think Philo's going to lead off here in a second. There he is. Rocking the boom hat. Makes some pretty cool hats. Let's see what he can do. You think he start a story right here, Kyle?
Yeah, that's his go-to for a power hyzer uphill, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's got a red destroyer. And Philo's pull a little high, but it looks like it should fade towards the basket.
It works out.
Yeah, a little bit short. What are you throwing right here, Kyle?
That would be my champion destroyer.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. You don't see a ton of pros throwing champion destroyers, but
I like to find those pop-top ones.
okay, cool, man. Seems to work out for you. That one came up a little bit short left, it looked like. And Drew, probably another Star Destroyer.
That's a crush.
Drew crushes, man. He throws real far. And he skipped OB right there, Kyle?
It did. He was going for it.
Wow. And the OB's close enough, he'll have a putt to try and save his par. And Steve Rico gets almost pin high off to the right. He'll have a putt, but it's going to be pretty long. And what are you looking at here, Kyle? Like 50, 60, something like that?
Yeah, 65.
And a pretty uphill as well. Was this tree in your way at all?
I had a blast underneath it.
Yeah. It kind of looked like you have a good putt for that, though. It's really like line drive floaty putt.
Thank you.
Yeah, it came a little short though. And we got Philo from looks to be about 45. Oh, brutal chain. Yeah, it was brutal chain out. So this is Drew after an OB stroke, looking to save his par.
That's a trusty putt right there.
Yeah, that was gonna go a ways if it missed, but
With
fortunately,
conviction.
yeah, banged it. And Kyle cleaning up your par, a little par frame on that one. And you're still tied with Philo and Drew and Rico. A couple back of that. We're on a hole 2, 156. What do you guys say about this hole, Kyle?
You got that $1 million death putt right there.
Yeah,
You
man.
go far.
Yeah, if you go up short, you got a crazy uphill putt, and you might roll out. And if you go long, you're pretty much guaranteed a death putt. So, Philo, I think he's going DX Rock, if I had to guess. Either that or an ABR.
Yeah,
That's an ABR.
Is it?
it looks like it's classic AVR.
Yeah, he likes those classic ABRs. And he's been in that spot before. I've seen him putt from there before. Makes it work. What are you throwing, Kyle?
That's a DX AVR.
Oh, okay.
Big bead.
No,
Really?
just standard DX.
Right on. Almost was really close, but then it kind of slid down the hill a little bit, but still within your range. And I think,
Put off.
yeah. And Drew, looks like either an AVR or a rock, probably an AVR.
I think he's going for the more overstable KC.
Okay. And it looks like that one finished a little bit left. And what's the boss throwing here, Pete?
Icon clutch.
Icon clutch. Parked,
Yeah.
man.
Clutch.
That was a clutch shot.
Yeah, it was such a tough hole to park, and he absolutely did it. Drew coming back up the hill for a birdie. Kind of scary,
Still
but
death putty.
yeah, still a little bit death buddy, but he's not putting right at the cliff, which is nice. Not so much. Philo with a really uphill putt, and looks like he's got the sun in his eyes to add to the difficulty.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jack.
Oh, dang. Uphill
Beautiful.
putts are tough, man. Like, you get a smaller target, but he made it work.
Yeah. Basket definitely.
Yeah, for sure. And Kyle, also, you got a pretty uphill putt right here. Pretty treacherous footing, too.
Yeah, you really want to be careful. I actually saw a person lose balance on this hillside and wasn't pretty.
Really? Oh, man. That's no good, but what was good is that putt, man. Nice work.
I just wanted to get out of there.
Yeah.
Get out of the trenches.
Uh-huh. And look at that drive from Steve. Ridiculous. And Drew's going to tap in his par. No worries on that one. Nice birdie for everybody but Drew. And Steve's doing some work. Philo, Kyle still tied on the hole 3, 660 foot. And this is that extreme downhill shot, Kyle.
It is. It's a good hyzer.
And like the only OB is like actually in the road, right? You're safe on either side of it.
I believe they're playing Path and Beyond.
Oh, really? Yeah, okay. So they needed to get left.
So yeah, that shot that could have been safe. I think it would have been OB.
Okay, yeah. So Philo finished on the road with that OB stroke. And Kyle, you going back to the Champ Destroyer?
Champ Destroyer. Played it safe.
Played it safe right here. Not trying to run the basket exactly. Yeah, I guess you knew Philo. He's taking that OB stroke, so you might as well get a stroke while you can.
I've parked this hole recently,
Wow.
but was happy to throw that shot over there.
Yeah, that's smart golf, right? And Steve Rico taking a pretty aggressive line. And that's
He wants it.
Yeah, beautifully towards the basket. Finishes a little bit short left, but not bad at all. And Drew, gotta imagine this is probably in a Star Destroyer.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, which he won't be throwing any more of those, but he is right now.
So clean.
So
God, isn't it
mash.
just a perfect line.
Go.
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 Oh my god.
Oh,
Love the reaction. He's parked, right?
Underneath the basket.
Stupid good. So, it looks like the right of the road is in bounds because he's playing from over here. So, this is going to be his third shot, looking to just get up and down for a 4. But he's going to be losing a stroke to you, Kyle.
Wow. Wow.
Did he hit the bucket?
That was close.
I don't know where I was for that. I missed all that action.
Wow. I think he hit the number plate.
I think
It
so.
was dead center.
Yeah. That was ridiculous. And there's you clean up your par, Steve cleaning up
We'll get
his
back to
par.
Bakersfield shortly, but now we turn to Paige Bjerkus and Dixon Jowers from Dynamic Discs as they share their thoughts about approach
I've never
shots.
seen a better shot on that hole.
Here we are back with Back to the Basics number 2. If you remember last time we talked about the drive, well, we've come off of the tee box, we've come up to where our drive landed, and so now it's time to talk about the approach shot. So there's a couple of different things that you have to keep in mind. Number one, because we're going to a very specific spot, the basket here, where we land is super important. On a drive, really all you're trying to do is get to the clear spot. But now we have to focus on what our putt's gonna look like and all of that sort of stuff. So I wanna take you through what I'm thinking as I step up to my approach shot. So I've got a little over 200 feet here and it's pretty wide open. So I can go with a straight on shot, I can go with a hyzer shot, some people might choose to go with a flick shot. At this point, you want to go with whatever is most comfortable for you. Remember, being confident in what you're about to do is always important on your disc golf game. You've got to be trusting that you can pull off the shot that you're about to attempt. So for me, I'm going to go with a little bit of a hyzer shot. Now, I feel confident in my putt about 30 feet and in. It's important to remember when you're approaching a basket, I don't have to put it right on the pole. Because I feel confident in that 30-foot putt, that means that if I land within 30 feet of the basket on any side, I'm going to be into my confidence zone. So that gives me a 60-foot wide circle here that I'm aiming for. What that ends up doing, thinking about it that way, gives me a lot more confidence in this shot. Now, the second thing to consider is not just where I'm going to land as far as the distance go, but what sort of obstacles are there near the basket. For this particular one, I've got a tree about 20 feet behind the basket and to the right. So that means that is the one spot I do not want to land. I want to keep it short and left if possible to make sure I stay away from that tree. I also want to factor the wind in. On this particular shot, I've got a headwind, and I like to have tailwind putts. So I'm going to actually try to throw it a little bit past the basket, but because that tree is on the right side, I'm going to try to land a little bit past the basket and to the left. So for me, I'm going to be coming in with a right-handed hyzer approach shot. So I'm actually going to try to land it right near the basket, knowing that I'm going to skip a little bit, and that's going to give me the putt that I'm looking for. Now, if when I hit the ground, if it doesn't skip at all and it just sticks, well, great, I'm right next to the basket. If I would get so lucky as to hit the pole or something, great, I'm right there. But I'm putting myself in the position where I can feel the most confident so that I can get up and down from right here. So in my mind, when I'm working on my approach shot, when I'm thinking about what I want to do, I'm thinking about how far away I want to land, what direction I want to land, and what obstacles to avoid. If you keep these things in mind on your approach, you'll be able to get up and down, and you'll be able to do it with confidence every time.
Okay, so this is what I think about when I step up to an upshot. At first, I think about the wind, how fast it's going, what direction it's coming from, if there's any at all. And with this particular shot, it's a pretty wide open shot, and the wind is changing out here. So, you know, it really depends on when I'm going to step up and when I'm actually going to throw. And that is kind of when I'll make the ultimate decision, because right now the wind's changing. If the wind's pretty low and it's a straight open shot, I will throw my putter. In order to get the distance, I really make sure that I throw the putter high enough, because like the higher you throw the putter, the more glide it'll get. So I definitely make sure that I'm getting the distance that I need, so I'm throwing my putters a little bit higher. But if there's like really a pretty strong gust of wind, I probably won't choose my putter, because you know putters are naturally understable, so they'll flip over or they're just not that consistent when the wind picks up. So for this particular shot, I would throw a hyzer because it's wide open and I can trust it. So yeah, so that's what I'm thinking in terms of the wind. And if there's a tailwind, I mean, I'll still throw my putter, but usually if there's any side wind or headwind, I will go to a different mid-range. But if it's a wide open shot, it'll be a mid-range that hyzers. That's what I would do. Also, what I take into consideration is like the obstacles around it. So you want to make sure you avoid hitting, anything that will, prohibit you from getting as close to the basket as you can. So for this shot, there is a tree that is deep and right, and really that's not really going to be an issue for me, because for me, when I throw up shots, sounds kind of weird, but I try to be just short of the basket. I feel like going long, it's just not really, I just try to get to the basket. I don't try to go like at the basket, if that makes sense. So really my goal is to be short and to get it right up next to the pin. So really that won't be an issue for me. But I mean, in other cases, if there's something around the basket, I just want to make sure that I am avoiding those obstacles. And then another thing that I take into consideration is what stance I have available for me. So sometimes your footing might be a little messed up, and you really got to make the adjustments. And if you're, having to, stand a little bit wider or anything like that, that will affect my disc choice and how I sort of approach the basket. But really, for this particular shot, it is pretty wide open. So if the wind was dying down, I would throw my putter a little bit high, like I said before, and a little bit to the left, because I know that I'm going to put enough power onto it to where it'll go to the right and kind of flip over at the end and go to the basket. And right now it's kind of a headwind, the left to rightish. I would throw my Justice wide and right and pretty far to the right, because I want to throw it high and I know the wind's going to pick it up and push it further to the left. So for this shot, I would take my Justice and aim high and right, and because I can know that I can trust the wind to push my disc towards the basket. And again, I'm aiming a little bit short of the basket, because just for me, that's what I'm comfortable with, and that's where I feel comfortable with. And my comfortable putt range should be 30 feet, but it's probably about 20, 25 feet. So as long as I'm in that range, I think I'm going to be fine. But really my goal is to be just a little bit short of the basket. And with that tree being in the way, that is, I think, within my range. I think maybe that tree is like 25 feet away. So I do kind of want to take that into consideration, but I mean, it really shouldn't be a problem.
The Professional Disc Golf Association is the governing body for the sport of disc golf. From local tournaments to the amateur and professional world championships, the PDGA oversees sanctioned events for disc golfers of all skill levels. The PDGA is a not-for-profit organization dedicated to promoting disc golf around the world. To learn more about the PDGA, visit www.pdga.com. Get out and play a round of disc golf. The sport of the future is here today.
Back at the Sharktooth Open Final 9, we'll pick things up on hole 4.
Yeah. So bringing us to hole 4, Kyle has a lead now, and another downhill hole, 350 feet. Again, a slightly different pin location than I've seen before in the Final 9. This is a little bit left of where it's been. And Drew taking the box after that birdie. Looks like a Casey Pro rock. And Drew throws rocks really well.
Mm-hmm. And very far.
And very far. Very true. In this case, I think it leaked a little right. And it kind of hit that tree. I jinxed him on the rock.
Yeah, he wasn't happy with it.
Nah. Yeah. Did he slip a little bit?
It looks like he did, yeah.
What are you going with, Kyle?
Downhill shot. I really wanted to play DX Aviar.
Really? Huh.
And it worked out very nicely.
It sure did, man. Such a straight flight after Heiser flipped. Beautiful throw, man. Steve likes to throw putters on this hole as well. I've seen him. I don't think he goes putter here, though. I think he... Is that his Firebird, Peter?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. It's more beat-in Firebird.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Yeah.
Go 11x1, I think.
Yeah.
Just rip a hyzer down there.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good looking rip from Steve. I think that might be fading out a little early, though.
Yeah, I think he doesn't quite hold on to it.
Yeah, it's a little short left. And Philo up last after taking a bogey. And I think these people in the car kind of... What was going on here, Kyle? You were there. Is it just Philo chilling?
Are they in the car?
Yeah, there's people in the car, in that gray car right there. I think they're razzing him or something. I don't know. He keeps looking at him.
Yeah, I think they tried to move and someone told them not to move because they were there when everyone else threw.
Oh, okay,
That's
gotcha.
I got stuck in the middle.
Yeah, and look, they're trying to move.
Yeah.
And
now somebody's telling him not to.
I think possibly, yeah.
Funny. So Philo, is that a destroyer again? It looks like one. Either a destroyer or maybe a T-bird. I don't know. I don't think he throws many other red discs.
Maybe a Firebird.
It could be that too, yeah.
Yeah.
You can see it crash towards the basket. Pretty decent, I think. Red discs, man, they're so hard to film. They're like invisible. Drew finished pin high way off to the right. Almost makes a birdie. Looks like Philo got caught up in the tree. He's also pin high right. Looks to be just laying up for a par. Although he might give it a half go.
Got a little danger behind it.
Yeah, that's true, huh? A little canal back there. And Steve finished short left. This is his look for a 2. A little Uli step putt he's got working. Finish a little right. And Kyle, this is for a bird. You're about, what, 30, 35? Something like that?
Just outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just, your putt, man, it's like super nonchalant and it just goes in. I love it.
I'm happy to get that one.
Yeah, for sure, man. Getting 2 strokes and 2 holes on Philo, which is great. Steve comes back for his par. This is going to be Drew dropping in his par. And Philo as well. Eventually. There he is. All right, Kyle, you got a 2-stroke lead now, man. Doing some work in the final 9.
Feeling the pressure.
Yeah, right. Or not, man. You're raising up to the pressure. We're on a hole 5 here, 330 feet. This one you're throwing across the road, which is OB. And you can see the basket right there. There's kind of some guardian trees going on, Kyle. You just like to throw a hyzer at it or what?
Yeah, I was kind of stuck in between.
Mm-hmm.
And chose the hyzer.
What disc do you use?
Champion Thunderbird.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Just a little high.
Oh, yeah. Clip that last kind of Keebler elf tree. And Drew's got a rock. I think he's probably going to take the right added approach with the rock. Which also works. Looks like it's leaking a little right. But that worked out. Nice throw from him. And Steve. Yellow disc. Peter, what's that one, dude?
I think that's another Firebird.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, I think you're right.
One of those really stable flat top ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got one of those in my bag, and it's just ridiculous overstable.
Yeah. Look at that. I just wanted to fight left.
Uh-huh. Oh, that was going to be perfect. Didn't hit the tree. But still got a nice roll out from it. At least level putt.
I'd like to see going to make a Firebird.
They're working on one. Probably, I think they enemy releases in May. Found in May.
Is that when it's coming out?
Yeah.
Nice. You throwing them a little bit?
I've thrown them a couple times. They fly really nice.
Nice, dude. Looks like Philo actually went a little bit long right. He's going to have a long putt for a 2, which we're looking at right here. Half the gallery looking on.
Mm-hmm.
Is that DJ Ellis over on the left-hand side of the screen?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, I think so.
Scott Miller.
Ooh, Scott.
Is that Scotty? Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Filmed him
Where's
at the
Boom?
Coyote Classic with Peter.
That's short.
Yep. And Kyle, we got to work on that tan, bro.
I just put my shades on right now.
So you had to stretch out around this tree a little bit?
I had no putt.
No putt? Oh, man.
Yeah, that tree is big.
Yeah, it's super wide, and I kind of clunked off it, but still, he should be able to save a par. And looking at Steve's putt for a 2, looks to be about circle's edge.
If you actually ever go next to that practice basket and putt, look up into that tree. It's alive. It has cats and raccoons in there.
What?
It's pretty cool.
Really?
Yep.
That's awesome.
There's that broken down barn that's full of cats over by like hole 17, right?
Yeah.
Steve
Boom.
Rogan, man. Thanks,
Wait.
Prince.
He wanted it.
He did.
Yeah, the way he set up, you could tell he wanted it.
Yep. Ah. Didn't expect that one.
That was a football. You see him hold himself up with his back foot on his tree?
Did you really?
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to do that.
Oh, that's funny.
You could definitely tell he was off balance on that side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was. And Kyle cleaned up his par. Drew's going to clean up his along with Philo. And Rico getting a stroke on the card right there, which you wouldn't think on such a short hole. Oh, Drew almost folded again on the mini. Backed up a little bit. Drew is not stoked.
Everything is sexual at that point.
And Philo dropping in his par. Yeah, you still got that 2-stroke lead, but now Steve and Philo are tied for second. Drew's one back of that. We're on hole 6, 360-foot par 3. And this is, I see people go at it or kind of play it with a little dogleg left action. Looks like Steve's up first. And I think he's got the dogleg left line lined up.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what he throws. Outlaw here, Peter?
Yeah, it looks like his legend outlaw. Yeah, that green outlaw, for sure.
That's a pretty good looking pull right there.
That's nice.
Wow.
Nice. Perfect skip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really kind of hard pan and leaves around the basket. You'll get some good skip action.
Mm-hmm.
And what line and disc are you going with, Kyle?
I chose a Champion T-Bird, my overstable one, going with the Heiser.
Okay. And that would just come out early?
Came out way early. My timing was a little too fast. Arm speed was a little too slow.
Uh-huh.
Little nervous.
Yeah. It'll happen, man. If you've watched Champs versus Chumps, you know how bad I play it while being filmed. We got Drew right here. It looks like a Champ Thunderbird, if I had to guess. But that got way high. Hit the ceiling. And I think Philo's going back for Star Destroyer or Firebird. I've seen him throw
Probably.
PD2 on this hole before, too. What do you guys think that is?
Kind of looks like a destroyer.
Yeah.
A little starish.
Mm-hmm. Philo is methodical.
To say the least.
To say the least.
Looks good.
Yeah, it does.
Get in.
Ooh. It's the patented Philo look up.
Not in. Not happy.
Yep, that's 100% accurate. We got Drew right here with the second shot after hitting a pretty early tree. And kind of an awkward stance right there.
Nice power on that, though.
Yeah, he did. Hopefully she'll be able to save par. And Kyle, you got tree blocked again, man.
I got some white legs.
Yeah. You don't get to see him unless you're on film. Oh, you gave it a good run, dude.
Thank you.
Almost.
I think I missed to the right.
Yep. And Drew has a little tester here to save his par.
Solid.
What? What? That looked dead center,
Rob.
right?
Oh yeah, that was not. That shouldn't ever happen. That was nice. But
Yeah.
Perfect.
It looked like it, and then just kind of flopped out. That was not cool. Oh, Philo. You don't see him miss shorties like that very often.
I mean, he just watched a perfect putt. not get rewarded. So
Yeah, I wonder if that got in his head, huh?
it could have been.
Yep. And Steve with the best look at it, too. Getting another stroke on the card right here if he makes this.
This Peter.
Yeah, it looks like he wants it for sure.
Yep. Guy, his focus while putting is just insane. Dead center.
Cobra.
Yeah, he is. He strikes right there. The basket is dead.
I felt the bite.
And looks like Philo is gonna putt first, maybe. You guys having a who's out battle right here? Looks like
I'm just sitting back and enjoying.
right on. So Philo stretching out around this tree to try and save his par, which he does nicely. Yeah, Kyle, you got not too much work here to do for your par.
Not at all.
Yeah, there it is. Drew dropping in a bogey eventually. But Steve is now just one back of Kyle. He took second place from their tie from Philo.
Disc Golf Live welcomes your videotape submissions. We can edit rough footage or accept fully edited segments. All you need to do is follow some simple guidelines and submit your footage. Disc Golf Live will do the rest. Please visit our website to learn more about how you can become part of Disc Golf Live.
Chris Beyer is our go-to guy when it comes to home-built projects with a disc golf theme. Here's a quick way to fashion a nifty practice target for next to nothing.
This is a quick video for a quick and easy disc golf practice target. It's not exactly a basket, but it's great for putting practice. You can build this for less than $5 and in about 5 minutes. I have here a towel. I got this brand new for $2. And then I have a 21-inch piece of 2x4 and a 9-inch piece of 2x4. We'll need some string and then a staple gun, or you could use nails. I value everything here for under $5. You could probably do it for free, but you also don't want to ruin any of your wife's nice towels. The dimensions for the towel are important. This towel is 24 inches wide, and the 2x4 is 21 inches wide. It's about how wide the top of a basket is. All we're going to do is staple it like this, and we're going to fold this forward and staple these so that it wraps around just a little bit. Now that we have the top stapled on, wrapped around the sides, I'm going to put the bottom piece on, and I'm going to put it about 20 inches down. Usually basket is about 19 to 20 inches top to bottom with the opening. So this is going to go in the center. I'm going to staple this on, and then I'm going to wrap the towel up and staple it around the side. So I've stapled this bottom piece in, 2 staples on the front edge and then on the back. And I'm also going to add 2 more staples. You can see there's a little pocket on the side. I'm going to put a staple just on the edge here, against the edge, to keep this from falling down through this little hole. And then what I'm going to do is attach just the string to the top, and we'll hang this basket. You can see here I've added a staple to either side to keep things from falling down. And then I've attached my string here, hung it to the ceiling. You can also use something more sturdy like a 2x4 and a couple nails and attach that to the ceiling. So compared to a standard basket, they're going to be similar sizes. The towel's a little bit more triangular, but it's just a practice target. Let's give it a try.
Well, now it's time to leave the basement and head back to California as the Shark Tooth Open heads into the final stretch.
And we're on to hole 7, our final 9, 490 feet. And I believe you usually play this basket coming from the other way, guys. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a completely backwards tee pad.
Yeah.
To hole 2's basket.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So it looks like Rico's shot came out a little bit early. He finished short left. This is a really tough pin to get there. You have that a really tunnel shot, and then you have that last guardian tree with a super low ceiling. It seems like a pretty impossible two, or at least a really difficult one.
I'd like to see Paul Macbeth throw it.
Yeah. I wonder if he might throw it on a roller or something.
That'd be smart.
Yeah. You want a Champ Destroyer right there?
Champ Destroyer. Eyes it out.
Yeah. Let's put a short left as well. It's pretty open over there, though. Should have a decent upshot. And it looks like Philo's going Star Destroyer.
What would you throw here, Peter?
Probably my Outlaw.
Solid choice. Philo visualizing that line. See if he can hit it. And throwing a hyzer flip that turned over into the ground. Yep. And Drew definitely has the power to get there. And he's lining up something crazy, Kyle.
It's a big turnover.
Wow. You know what he's throwing here on this shot?
Probably a Star Destroyer.
Yeah, it looks like it actually, huh? You're right. Doing a crazy hyzer flip. Yeah, like we're really beating one. So you're not going to see it finish, but he finishes short left. You'll see where he throws from eventually. Philo's second shot, and still has to deal with this tree, which is a pretty solid guardian tree for this basket. And looks like, I believe that's his Firebird.
Gotta love Safari Golf.
Yeah, no, it tests your creativity. You can't really plan ahead.
I think that's actually his Destroyer.
Is it really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've seen him do that finesse shot with his Destroyer quite a bit.
Huh.
Little skip shot.
Yeah, it did look like a Star Destroyer color, actually, now that you mention it.
Mm-hmm.
And there was Kyle's pretty solid upshot, sir. Thanks.
Casey Aviar.
Casey Aviar? All right, on. And Drew finished short left. And he's trying to dunk that one.
You know it.
Yeah, it didn't happen, but it was a good run. And Steve ended up with the best drive and finished just left of that guardian tree. And just playing smart golf, taking his par.
Yeah, throwing his clutch up right up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not surprised to not see a birdie on this hole. Even with how good you guys all are. Drew makes his par. Philo's making this all day. Classic ABR is it right in there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see too many people putting with the classic ABR. You know, I can't think of anybody else actually.
Yeah, not too many.
The grid stamp. Somebody used it in the Battle of the Eras though. I can't remember who.
I think it's pretty similar to like a McPro ABR.
Is it? Okay.
Right. Yeah, maybe slightly different, but
it's DX plastic, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So there's gallery. What's that called?
Yeah.
For some reason, the KC Grid ABR stamp ones, they come out stiffer.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. So we're on to a hole 9 here. We're throwing across the road. And is the basket elevated, Kyle?
No, flat ground.
Flat ground? Okay. Being deceived. And Rico still has the box. After going birdie par.
Turning over his rival, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it finished, you guys.
It was around the circle's edge.
Circle's edge? Okay.
And you're left of it.
And you're busting out your solid forehand, Kyle, with that Champ Destroyer.
Champion Destroyer.
Yeah. That looked nice, buddy. Just a little bit long, actually.
No, it was online. I should have skipped up to the basket, but it stopped.
Just stopped. This course, man, you can't rely on your skips. Like, sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. It's a little luck fest with the skipping.
Yeah, lots of patches of dirt and thick grass and dirt.
Mm-hmm. And Philo's got looks like a KC Pro rock. He's going to line up this either right at it or a big turnover line.
Slight turnover.
Yeah.
Like DX.
It is, isn't it? That's the DX
Yeah, he
stamp.
throws a lot of DX.
Yeah, he loves his DX rocks. Yeah, he goes up the middle with a slight turnover. And finishes a little bit right, but pretty much pin high. Should have a putt at it. And Drew, that looks like a KC Pro rock. And he's got it looks like almost a roller approach here, but it must be a big turnover. If he's throwing a rock. Oh, yeah.
Could be his AVR.
It could even be, yeah. Cool shot, though.
Yeah, go big or go home.
Go big.
Yeah. Goes long left. I can see Kyle's shot right there. So Drew coming back towards the basket for his 2. Looks to be about 40, 45, though. Not super close. But Drew can make them. What?
Oh, wow.
Did that...
So,
was it in and out? That was weird.
It was 50-50 top front cage.
Okay. Steve for a 2. Looks to be a little past circle's edge.
You hear that, Cobra?
boom. Strike.
Strikes again, man. That couldn't have been more perfect, you know?
Kaiser dead center.
Uh-huh. Dead center, low. Dude. When Rico's putting is on, it's on.
God, your knees are shaking.
Your knees are shaking, Kyle. Rico's coming for you, buddy. Watch out.
You didn't want a snake bite.
Yep. I hope you brought some antidote. And Philo with a nice birdie as well. And Kyle from about 25. Looking to match Rico. Keep your lead.
I got it close.
Oh, buddy.
Earlier.
Yep. Just a little bit.
All right.
Yep. That happens, but you can recover, man. You can cover. Drew.
Getting fancy.
Drew taking the par. And Kyle and Rico are now tied. Steve fighting back from 4th place on final 9. And we're on to the last hole of the final 9. An 850-foot par something. Probably a 4.
I would say, probably closer to par 5.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. And Steve takes this line, and he hits it pretty perfectly. I'm putting the pressure back on you, Kyle. Which is not awesome for you.
Off the tee, I got something for him.
Nice, nice. It looks like Philo's going SDS.
Up the gut.
Yep. I think pretty much this is the popular line, and Philo leaked a little bit right, and there's a guardian tree over there, which he hit. Unfortunately for him, Kyle, looks like you're going back to the Champ Destroyer well.
Yeah, it was really working for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seemed like it. Looks like you have that same line lined up. Are you worried about the road here on your tee shot, or not so much?
I can't say I was. I wanted to throw as far as I can.
Uh-huh. It looks like you almost should have been, because you're pretty close to the road,
You
man.
got to hope land on that road.
Yeah.
A three on this, I got to give it out to anybody that can get a 3 on this.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
Don't kill the children.
Huge.
Yeah, it's really big. It's a low ceiling the whole way. And some pretty interesting shaped shots too. Drew, I gotta imagine he's probably throwing a Star Destroyer.
Anton?
Was it? I don't know. That is crushed. Like, that went real far.
Threw it out of state.
Yeah, he did. So we missed Philo's up shot. He finished short right. And Steve Rico up second on the second shots. See the those bollards are where the road is, which is OB. It should be pretty easy for Steve to clear from here, though. And the basket's kind of down by those cars around the corner.
Yeah. Funneling you into the corner.
Yeah. It's a really tough pin placement. And Steve gets over the road looking for a skip left. You trying to finish left here, Kyle?
That's where you want to finish. That's the shot that he needed.
Yeah. And that was a crushing drive, Kyle.
Thank you. I tried to play this one a little safe, and costed me.
You didn't finish in a terrible spot, though, right?
It left me an upshot.
Yeah. I guess that's all you can ask for. Drew going forehand, which he's got a pretty beast forehand, too.
I would not even think about going for this shot.
Amazing shot.
Yeah, flex forehand.
Perfect.
Stays in bounds. Pretty unreal.
I want to say that's like a PD2 or something.
I think you're right, yeah. It looks like a Discmania disc.
Yeah, champion or C9 PD2 or something.
Mm-hmm. And we're looking at Philo's third shot. Well, it looks like a DX Rock again. DX or KC Pro? DX. Right?
Probably
that bird.
Yeah. The bird means it's DX, Kyle?
If it's a stock stamp, yeah.
Gotcha. So it looks like Philo actually got around the corner. And what are you throwing right here, Kyle?
I think I threw a DX AVR.
Wow. That was a beautiful shot, man. Great
Slight
aim.
turnover.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Giving yourself a putt, which you really need because Steve played two perfect shots leading up to this third shot right here. Oh, there is OB left. Hold on.
That's it. Little early.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? He left
Is it in?
Yeah, he's barely in bounds, and he left himself a pretty big putt with Kyle being almost parked for Kyle anyway.
Yeah, big for the stakes there.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the elevated basket getting in your head a little bit. And we got Philo actually went a little bit long. He's coming back for his 2, 3, 4 right here. Nice putt. Cap. Yeah. He'll be taking third place. And Steve. So the gravel is OB just past. So Steve was like barely in bounds, huh?
That's what they're debating right now, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because there's a break in this curb right here that they sprayed a painted line.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think Caddy Book had said the road's OB, so he wouldn't get a meter in from there.
Oh.
But I think they're deciding among everyone right now.
The TD's making the call.
Okay. And they eventually rule that he's like barely in bounds, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think he ends up taking a meter.
Yeah, it looks like he's walking it off right now.
Yeah.
Here it's the curve. But in the book it says it's the curve.
Some more deliberation.
And this is the final 9 holes.
It's kind of hard to do that right before an incredibly high pressure putt too, you know?
Yeah, it's very. It could get in your head for sure.
Yeah, you got to refocus after all this shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like they're still talking about it a little bit.
Call it the curve. It's the curve.
There's the official okay. Looks like it was given right there. Steve's gonna go try and make this putt, which Needs this to put the pressure back on you, Kyle. You guys are tied right now, right?
I don't know it, but yeah, we are.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you didn't know it at the time?
I missed a stroke, and I thought he had me.
Oh, really? Oh, no kidding. But bang, bang from Rico right there.
Such a clutch putt.
Super clutch. And Kyle doesn't know this is a clutch putt, but it is. And make it regardless. Nice putt, sir. So that's playoff time, right, guys?
That's a 3.
He's the last one to putt.
Oh, dang, you're right.
Yeah.
That was an eagle.
Oh, my goodness. That second shot was ridiculous. Not that the first shot wasn't amazing either. So we do have a playoff, though. Steve Rico and Kyle, you're tied, man. So you guys basically just started the course over again?
Yep, we're out of gas, and we're going back up the hill.
Gotta love it. Oh, man, that walk up to the second tee is so long, too. Or, sorry, the third tee.
That's a steep hill, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Looks like Steve came up a little bit short. Right on line, though. Gonna have a long putt. And Kyle looks like Champ Destroyer. You carry more than one or just one?
I do have 3. I have a brand new, a beat-in, and then one that's right in the middle.
Gotcha. All the same color, or are they different colors?
The 2 that I'm throwing in this tournament are same colors, both blue.
Gotcha. Did you get razzed on the tee box right there?
No, I was having timing issues.
Gotcha. So that was your second shot. Should be able to save a par from where that was. That was a really nice up shot, man. And this is Steve for the win, but he's pretty far out and an uphill putt with Obi behind.
Yeah.
And goes back to the traditional jump putt. I guess probably because it's uphill.
Yeah.
And
I doubt he's thinking about the OB, especially with that uphill putt.
Yeah, true.
If he misses, yeah.
Nice par save, Kyle.
Thank you.
Keeping the match going, and we're on to hole 2. So that's super shorty, but crazy stuff could happen on this hole.
Longest 150-foot hole you'll ever play.
That's so true.
You throw like a 300-foot shot.
You do, don't you? It's incredibly uphill. Video never does it justice, but it's just unbelievably uphill shot.
Yeah, like almost throwing your putter full power.
Mm-hmm. And Steve parks it again. And that's game respecting game right there, Kyle. I like that, man. That's cool. And you going back to the ABR as well?
I did.
And you improved upon your previous shot, man.
Got up top. I was happy.
Yeah, and gave yourself a death putt, but thankfully it's short enough. It wasn't too scary for you, right?
Tap it in.
Yeah, buddy.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang, bud. Steve makes his putt. We're continuing the playoff. Solid playoff I got going on right here. And so we're on to hole 3 of the final 9. That's that big downhill shot, 660 feet with the OB road down the middle. It's a tough hole. But
like Peter said, after walking up that hill,
I
was out of gas.
Yeah, it's a long day, man. Plus a final 9, plus a playoff, and hiking up this hill is no bueno. And Steve Rico's shot looks like it finished left of the road, and it should be a pretty easy up and down for him. And
you can tell he's in the zone.
He's in the zone.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Rico's always in the zone, Peter.
He is. You can especially tell he wants it.
Yeah, he does.
Check out those hills.
I know, man. This is so beautiful from this tee.
Mm-hmm.
And Kyle, looks like your Champ Destroyer faded out a little early.
Yeah, I never wanted to test that road.
Yeah, that's a good point. This is not an easy upshot. It's downhill with a low ceiling, and you got some trees in your way. And it looks like you're going forehand with a... What is this, Kyle?
That would be the good old trusty gator.
That's the gator. I thought it was the gator, but it didn't skip for you, man. And it left a pretty short left, and Steve just laying up for his par, putting the pressure on you. And you knew you had to pretty much make this, right?
Yeah, his upshot was short, but I had to make this.
Yeah, you know, you can't count on Steve missing that putt.
Never.
Yeah. So you're about yeah, the Cobra. It will strike.
We'll strike.
You can't turn your back on the Cobra.
Never.
And it looks like you went a little bit long right down the hill. And you
Never fit.
Yeah. And coming back up the hill, try to put the pressure back on Steve. But, man.
That's all she wrote.
Yeah, that's all she wrote. And Steve plays really smart disc golf right here and just lays up for a 4.
That made me feel good.
Yeah.
Making Steve Rico lay up still made me feel good.
Nice, man. You guys had a great battle. Really, really impressive.
We had no gas. We were out of gas.
Yep. There you are. Congratulating Steve for the win. Good sportsmanship, man. Always cool to see. Pretty impressive performance by Steve. Pretty huge comeback. In the final 9.
Parky.
Yeah. There's Parky right there in the black shirt. Andy Parkinson. Also sponsored by Legacy.
Gotta thank the caddies.
Yeah, who caddied for you?
Jesse Keenan.
Cool. And it looked like Jerry Goff was caddying for Steve Rico. But that is all we got for the Shark Tooth, guys. Coming up next is San Francisco Safari. After that will be some more Peter McBride action in the Coyote Classic.
Well, that's a wrap for this episode. Thanks to Central Coast Disc Golf, Dynamic Discs, and Chris Beyer for their video contributions. And thanks to the PDGA for supporting Disc Golf Live Video Magazine. Until next time, drive carefully.
Every hole. Keep walking every hole. Keep walking every hole.